Good day, everyone. I am Andrea Esosakdin, and I will going to discuss human resource management in the global firm. What is IHRM? IHRM is International Human Resource Management. It involves the planning, selection, training, employment, and evaluation of employees for international operations. International human resource managers serve in an advisory or support role to line managers by hiring, training, and evaluating employees and by providing IHRM guidelines. International Human Resource Management at Johnson& and Johnson. Johnson& Johnson or J&J is a global leader in the manufacture of pharmaceutical and consumer healthcare products with renowned brands such as Band-Aid, Tylenol, Neutrogena, Listerine, Sudafed, and Rolaids. International Human Resource Management at Johnson& and Johnson. In 2006, J&J achieved worldwide sales exceeding $53 billion, with significant contributions from North America about 50%, Europe 25%, and Asia Pacific and Africa 14%, and Latin America and other regions making up the rest. J&J employs over 116,000 people across more than 250 business units worldwide. PD Parikh is an assistant manager for human resources at J&J in India. Siya ay may kakayahang i-authorize ang employee travel, expenses, and many benefits without permission from her manager. Lady can focus on what she would like as an employee to be free, to be able to learn and advance in the company, and to have the power to make decisions. Ito ay dahil sa pamamagitan ng J&J's high regard for human resource, the average tenure of employees at the Indian subsidiary is 15 years. More broadly, J&J managers worldwide are empowered to make important decisions within their scope of operations. Johnson& and Johnson claims to hire the best and the brightest people to fill its leadership pipeline. All J&J leaders are responsible for developing managers for global operations. As part of his performance evaluation, J&J's chairman is measured on his ability to develop managers. The J&J Executive Committee is nag-spend sila ng 20% of its time figuring out ways to find and nurture talent. In Canada, J&J's Leadership Development Program drives company culture and superior business performance. As part of the development process, employees often need to learn new skills in order to move across functional boundaries and take up new international assignments. In salary packages, firms link merit increases and discretionary bonuses to the new skills managers acquire. J&J uses a total rewards compensation approach in which management considers all the rewards available in the workplace. Kasama dito ang opportunities for learning and development. J&J uses a sophisticated personal evaluation system that can account for a variety of elements that employees might value within their compensation packages across the firm's operation worldwide. The firm also takes pride in providing opportunities for employees to acquire new skills. For example, most units can send employees to the J&J's Law School online, an internet-based program. J&J's two-year Finance Leadership Development Program rotates trainees through a combination of classroom and structure on-the-job training that exposes them to various parts of the business. As part of the hiring process, J&J also emphasized diversity. Management compensation is linked to efforts to hire minorities, women, and people from varied cultural backgrounds. In a diverse global marketplace, the effort is a crucial step toward expanding the firm's market. J&J's Vice President for Human Resource is a woman, which is Kay Foster Chick, a native of Barbados. J&J is driving the Women's Leadership Initiative in its international units even in emerging markets such as India. The strategic role of human resources in international business. Without the creative people, designers, problem solvers, and other knowledge workers, firms such as McKinsey, Saatchi and Saatchi, Pixar, Gucci, Herman Miller, and Nokia, and many others would hardly survive. So let's move on to the three employee categories. Number one, the host country national. Second, parent country's nationals. And third country nationals. Host country nationals. These employees are citizens of the country where the subsidiary or affiliate is located. Typically, HCN make up the largest proportion of the employees that the firm hires abroad. The firm's labor force is manufacturing, assembly basic service activities, clerical work, and other non-managerial functions. Next one is the parent country nationals, also known as home country nationals, are citizens of the country where the MNIS is headquartered. Third country nationals. These are employees who are citizens of countries other than the home or host country. Most TCNS work in management and are hired because they possess special knowledge or skills. Complexity of international human resource management. First is the new HR responsibilities. Several activities that are not necessarily encountered in the domestic market include international taxation, international relocation and orientation, administrative services for expatriates, host government relations, and language translation services. The need for a broader international perspective in compensation policy. The need for a broader international perspective in compensation policy. Recall that at any one time, the human resources manager provides guidance in such issues as compensation policy for a mix of PCNS, HCNS, and TCNS, who are nationals of numerous countries. Establishing a fair and comparable compensation scale, regardless of nationality, is one of the challenges in a large MME. Third, greater involvement in the employees' personal lives. The HR professionals in the firm are concerned about the welfare of the expatriates and their families for such matters as housing arrangements, healthcare, schooling of children, safety and security, as well as proper compensation in view of the higher cost of living in some locations around the world. Next one is managing the mix of expatriates versus locals. Organization must be staffed in each national location with personnel from the home country, the host country, or third countries. The mix of staff depends upon several factors including the international experience of the firm, cost of living in the foreign location, and availability of qualified local staff. Next is greater risk exposure. When employee productivity falls below acceptable levels or an expatriate returns prematurely from an international assignment, the consequences are even more pronounced in international business. Exposure to political risk and terrorism is also a major concern for HR professionals and may require an increased compensation package and security arrangement for the employee and her his family. And the last one is the external influences of the government and national culture. External to the firm is the broader context of the host country environment. Especially notable is the influence of the government and national culture. Key tasks and challenges of the international human resource management. Number one task is international staffing policy. The strategic goals are just between home country, national, host country, nationals, and third country nationals. The next one is develop global managers and cultivate global mindset, recruit and select expatriates. The illustrative challenges involves avoid country bias, nepotism, and other local practices. And the last one is cultivate global mindsets. Next task is preparation and training of employees. The strategic goals can increase effectiveness of international employees, leading to increased company performance. Train employees with an emphasis of area studies, practical information, and cross-cultural awareness. Illustrative challenges involves minimize culture shock and the occurrence of early departure by expatriates. Next task is international performance appraisal. The strategic goals assess over time how effectively managers and other employees perform in their jobs abroad. So, ang possible illustrative challenges: establish, inform, organization-wide performance benchmarks while remaining sensitive to customary local practices. Next task is compensation of employees. The possible strategic goals are develops guidelines and administer compensation, base salary, benefits, allowances, and incentives. In the illustrative challenges, avoid double taxation of employees. The next task is international labor relations. The strategic goals will manage and interact with labor unions, collective bargaining, handling strikes and other labor disputes, wage rates, and possible workforce reduction. The illustrative challenges: reduce absenteeism, workplace injuries due to negligence, and the occurrence of labor strikes. The next task: diversity in the international workforce. The strategic goals recruit talent from diverse backgrounds to bring experience and knowledge to firms' problems and opportunities. The illustrative challenges: achieve gender diversity. Searching for talent. We have here the recruitment and the selection. Recruitment involves searching for and locating potential job candidates to fulfill the firm's needs. Selection involves gathering information to evaluate and decide who should be employed in particular jobs. Developing talent is a multi-step process, so human resource managers in collaboration with executive management need to first analyze the firm's growth and strategies and the mission critical roles needed to achieve those strategies. Second, define the recruitment requirements for each role in terms of desired skills, behaviors, and experiences. Third, examine the firm's current supply of talent and create a plan to acquire needed talent. Fourth, develop talent internally and acquire existing or potential talent from outside the firm. And the last one, assess current and potential talent according to each individual's performance over time, willingness to learn, learning skill, and commitment to career advancement. Employees who are adept at working effectively in foreign environments tend to have the following characteristics: technical competence, self-reliance, adaptability, interpersonal skills, leadership ability, physical and emotional health, spouse and or dependents prepared for living abroad. Technical competence in these locations, managers should have sufficient managerial and technical capabilities to fulfill the firm's goals and objectives. Self-reliance is having an entrepreneurial orientation, a proactive mindset, and a strong sense of innovativeness is important because expatriate managers often must function with considerable independence abroad with limited support from headquarters. Next is adaptability. The manager should possess an ability to adjust well to foreign cultures. The most important traits are cultural empathy, flexibility, diplomacy, and a positive attitude for overcoming stressful foreign situations. Interpersonal skills. The best candidates get along with others. Building and maintaining relationship is key, particularly for managers who interact with numerous colleges, employees, local partners, and government officials. Leadership ability. The most successful manager view change positively and manage threats and opportunities that confront the firm. They collaborate with employees to implement strategies and facilitate successful change. Physical and emotional health. Living abroad can be stressful. Most expatriates experience culture shock and other traumas, and medical care is often lacking. Thus, excellent physical and mental health are critical. Spouse and or dependents prepared for living abroad. The candidate should have suitable family attributes, the ability of the spouse and other family members to cope with new environments. In the opening, Johnson and Johnson HR managers put much emphasis on family well-being in international assignments. So, how can you build an international career? As young adults, future global managers typically learn one or more foreign language and acquire a facility for international travel by visiting or living abroad. They develop an optimistic, open-minded outlook about the world and an interest in international issues. Many seek study and internship opportunities abroad. As they develop professionally within their firms, they seek out international work assignment to enhance their knowledge of international business. What happens when things go awry for the employee while on the international assignment? Expatriate failure is the premature return of an employee from an international assignment. It occurs when the employee is unable to perform well or to meet company expectation while on a foreign assignment. Expatriate failure is costly because it results in lost productivity and failure to achieve company goals, as well as expenditures associated with relocating an employee abroad, such as training and international travel. Failure can also affect expatriates themselves, leading to diminished careers or problems in their family lives. A leading cause of expatriate failure is culture shock, the confusion and anxiety, often to mental depression, that can result from living in a foreign culture for an extended period. Culture shock may affect the expatriate or family members. An expatriate's stress is due to his or her inability to interpret the larger number of new cues in the foreign environment. The expatriate or family members generally overcome culture shock, usually within a few months, but some give up the return home early. Inadequate language or cross-cultural skills tend to exacerbate expatriate failure. The employee may prove unable to function in unfamiliar surroundings or to communicate well with locals. Whatever the cause, as many as a third of foreign assignments end prematurely due to expatriate failure. The rate is particularly high among employees assigned to countries with culture and language very different from those at home. Employees deals with culture shock in various ways, including regular exercise, relaxation techniques, or keeping a detailed journal of their experiences. Culture shock and expatriate failure can also be reduced through advanced preparation, training, and by developing a deep interest in the new surroundings.